We are live and back on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome in to a Sunday afternoon baseball live stream here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mike Walsh, and I thank you for joining me for another exciting live stream here on the channel. It's been about a month or so since we've started this, or at least since we've last done this, but that was back early March. I believe, I want to say March 9th or so. Days are starting to all of a sudden start to kind of smush together, really. But that was back when Jason Tatum made his return for the Boston Celtics off an Achilles tear, and we have not done one since then, but we are doing one today, and we are back with the Boston Red Sox, who are currently 1-1 on the young season after an opening day win against the Cincinnati Reds and then a tough 6-5 loss in extra innings yesterday to the Reds, and are looking to take 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. So we are set for that today, and I want to welcome all of you guys joining us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel as best we can. I want to remind you, if you have not done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Leave a like on the live stream, share the live stream, and don't forget to leave your comments, concerns, questions, complaints, everything in between in the chat here on the live stream as best you can. As we are coming up on looks like it's a 140 first pitch in Cincinnati. And we should be all set and ready to go. And if you guys have not done so already, we have had a couple videos come out on the channel. One that I planned, looked at, and was very, very happy with the, I must say, very, very, very happy with the response to it. I think is the right word I'm trying to find. So that was awesome. That was my State Championship Sunday video that came out, which I currently is very, very close to over 200 views. So I want to thank you guys for your support on that. The other one just came out. It actually came out Wednesday at midnight. Last Wednesday at midnight, which is not what I planned to do, but I posted about it this past Friday. That was the how should I say this? That was the best calls of the 2025-2026 high school hockey season that I posted. A very important video for me. So if you have not checked that out already, go and check that out, and then come back to the live stream as best you can. So we are about 6 minutes away from first pitch, and while we have that, I will get you guys the starting lineups for this team, for these two teams, the Reds and the Red Sox, both come in 1-1 as we are on the road at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. For the Red Sox, their starting lineup will look like this. Batting first, Roman Anthony. He is not in the field today. He will be DHing in the leadoff spot. Batting second is the shortstop, Trevor Story. Batting third is the center fielder, Jarren Duran, who's been DHing kind of a little bit. Wilson Contreras, one of the newest additions to the Red Sox lineup. He'll be batting fourth at first base. Wilyer Abreu, who started the season very, very hot, will be batting fifth in right field. Caleb Durbin, one of the new additions as well, will be batting sixth at third base. Masataka Yoshida will get his first start of the year. He will bat seventh in left. Marcelo Meyer, who's had a great start to the young season, will bat eighth at second base. And Connor Wong will get his first start behind the plate. He will be batting ninth. And for the Red Sox, on the mound, making his season debut, one of the bright young pitching prospects and players for the Red Sox, Connolly Early, will be getting the start today. As far as for the hometown Reds, batting first in left field, TJ Friedel. Batting second, playing second base, is Matt McLean. Batting third, the shortstop and the franchise, really, Ellie De La Cruz, one of the most exciting players in baseball. Batting fourth, the DH Sal Stewart. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Spencer Steer. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Dane Myers. Batting eighth, the catcher, Tyler Stevenson. And batting ninth, the right fielder Noel V. Marte. And on the mound for the Reds, facing the Red Sox today, will be the right-handed pitcher Rhett Lauder. So that is the starting lineup for both teams right now, as we get very close to first pitch here in Cincinnati. And for those of you wondering, yes, I got a brand new setup here. Brand new setup, brand new microphone. The headset was kind of getting a little bit weird, I should say. And so it would cut out. I would charge it. It would still cut out. But I think it was time for me to get, a nice little boom microphone and, enjoy it. Also, I want to give a shout out to my dad for the birthday present. And hopefully you guys will be hearing, trying to figure out how to make this, live stream better. So I got this. We got a noise button. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the sights and sounds, we should say, of the new live stream. I got a plethora of buttons here. Also, like I mentioned in previous live streams, I switched over to Uno overlays. I want to thank them for providing the brand new scoreboards that we use on the live stream here. KeepTheScore.com was great, but I couldn't really customize it like I want to. So all of my Red Sox live streams last year were done with KeepTheScore.com, the scoreboard. All the ones I've done since then have been on Uno overlays, but this is the first time we've done a Red Sox game with the new scoreboard Uno overlays, so it'll be right up here. I will not be keeping track as best I can of the pitch count, but I will let you guys know about that openly, talking about that throughout the live stream. I also want to let you know we currently sit at 55 subscribers here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel, and we are almost halfway through. Oh, I would say probably, we're close to halfway through, I should say, in 2026. So my goal is to try to get 20 subscribers before the end of, 2026. That's my soft goal. So 20 subscribers. If we can get to 75 subscribers before the end of the year, that would be greatly appreciated. And so as best we can, try to get that. My ridiculous goal is to try to get to 100 subscribers by the end of 2026. That one might be a little less than, that. But if we can get somewhere between 75 subscribers and 100 subscribers at the end of 2026, I would greatly appreciate it. But we look like we are all set to go here in Cincinnati on a Sunday afternoon here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. And it will be Roman Anthony to get us started against Rhett Lauder, who has not pitched since 2024 when he went 2-2 for only 6 starts and had a very, very strong ERA. Maybe it was like 1.14. Sinker, changeup, slider, and a fastball. Sinker and changeup, mostly his main pitches. Nesson is currently giving us the Reds defensive lineup, which I kind of gave you at the top of the broadcast. But other than that, we should be set to go. Adam Beck, home plate, Jeremy Rayhack, first base, Dan Iasanya, the crew chief at second base, and CB Buckner, who got into quite the interesting dilemma yesterday behind home plate, including a weird sort of interaction with Trevor Story. And it's currently 59 degrees in Cincinnati. Just a beautiful day for baseball in the state of Ohio. as opposed to what it is right now. It is currently 47 here in Boston, with some warmer temperatures coming up in the near future. Roman Anthony will dig in. And we should be all set and ready to go. Of course, nothing ever starts on time in the sporting world, as it's currently 1:41. Scheduled pitch was for earlier, but the first pitch from Louder is outside for a ball, and Roman will start 1-0 here against Louder. Roman finished last year 292, only playing 71 games for the Red Sox. Got called up. The 1-0 pitch right at the bottom of the zone, a sinker for a strike at 93, and the count's 1-1. Louder's 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Roman at a slider down by his ankles, and the count's quickly 1-2. Louder likes the off-speed pitch, and there it says 547 days since his last appearance, and the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that is a strikeout. And there are one gone in the top of the first. So tough start to the afternoon for Roman, as Louder gets him on 4 pitches. And I'll bring up Trevor Story, who got the first home run for the Red Sox yesterday. And he'll swing and miss. Red Sox coming out hacking so far here against Louder. Trevor last year, 263, 25 homers, and 96 RBIs. He'll foul one off to the right and is quickly down 0-2 to Louder. Trevor, as I mentioned, and as they show in the broadcast, got called on a check swing by home plate umpire C.B. Buckner and did not ask for help by any of his other umpires, more specifically the first base umpire down the line. Red Sox, as the 0-2 to Trevor's lofted out to center field, and coming on to it and making the catch there for the Reds is Dane Myers, and there are 2 gone in the top of the first. And that will bring up number 16, Jarren Duran, who I got a New Jersey for. So let's see if that works. He'll look at a ball, a 94-mile-an-hour sinker outside, and the count is 1-0. Louder delivers. That one's in the dirt just behind the mound, and the count is quickly 2-0. Duran had a great, or I should say a good, World Baseball Classic for Mexico, and the 2-0 pitch, he swings and misses at a slider, and the count's 2-1. Jarren, one of many Red Sox who enjoyed success at the World Baseball Classic. We'll get into that in a little bit. He swings at a 2-1 pitch and pops it up. Shortstop Ellie De La Cruz is under it, and that will send the Red Sox to go in order as we head to the bottom of the first. And Conley Early will get the look. So like I said, Duran, one of many Red Sox who had a very, very interesting World Baseball Classic. Roman Anthony had a great run for the for the Team US. Had a couple home runs in the tournament. Jarren Duran had a great stint with Team Mexico. The star really for the Red Sox at the World Baseball Classic was Willie Abreu, who had a great tournament for Venezuela. Cedon Rafaela, I believe, played for, I want to say it was the Netherlands. I could be wrong there. But it was a heck of a tournament for many, many Red Sox. I also will say I enjoy having the microphone, the stand microphone, just because I can wear hats now on the broadcast, because the headphones were fine with the hats, but eventually with a lot of these hats, and I know this is me being petty and just trying to find any little small thing, but a lot of hats have that little thing on the top of them, which is basically where my headphones go. So by halfway through the live stream, that's just digging into my skull, and it can be a little tough. So having it to be, I can do hands free, and I can also, just kind of. Also, this picks up very, very well. So enjoying that as much as I can. We are back in Great American Ballpark, and Connolly Early, with his first pitch of the day, is swung on and fouled off against TJ Friedl. Early in 4 starts last year, 1-2, a 2.33 ERA, and had a good showing in the playoffs against the Yankees in the wild card round. 0-1 pitch. That one's line into left field, and Masataka Yoshida is going to watch that land in front of him. So an early single for Friedl, and early on a runner on base for the Reds. Early's got an arsenal: 4-seam curve, change, sinker, slider, and sweeper. 4-seam curve and change are his main pitches. And that will bring up Matt McLain for the Reds. He will look at a fastball right at the bottom of the zone for a strike. And the count's 0-1 on McLain. Runner at first. And Early's 0-1. That one skips away from Connor Wong. It's going to go to the backstop, and Friedl's going to get to second. Connor Wong in today, giving Carlos Narvaez the day off, and not a great start for Connor behind the plate as he lost the ball and got to the backstop. So now a runner on second here. Red Sox need a strong outing from Early after Sonny Gray got in trouble early and forced the Red Sox to come from behind for most of that game yesterday. 1-1 pitch for Connolly. Swung on and missed on a changeup. And the count is 1-2. Matt McLain last year, 147 games, 220 average, 15 homers, 50 RBIs. And Early's 1-2. High, 95 mile an hour 4-seam. And the count is 2-2. Yes, Willie Abreu did play for Team Venezuela. Thank you for letting me know about that in the chat. Again, I would like more people to join in on the chat as much as we can here. 2-2 pitch from Early. That is a changeup that misses down, and it's been worked full. 3-2 to McLain, with the ever-dangerous Ellie De La Cruz in the on-deck circle. The 3-2 pitch. Right there for strike 3 on a changeup. And that is out number 1 in the bottom of the first. Like I said, Yoshida, Duran, Abreu, the outfielders, Durbin at third, Story short, Meyer at second, Contreras at first, Connor Wong doing the catching for Connolly Early. And that'll bring up Ellie De La Cruz. And he'll foul one off on a curveball, and the count's quickly 0-1. Just a nice pitch to strike out McLain at the bottom of the zone. Early was the youngest pitcher to start one of the Red Sox first 3 games in a season since Jeff Sellers back in 1987. The 0-1 pitch almost runs in and gets De La Cruz. Got to back out of the way. And the count's 1-1. Ellie last year played all 162 games for the Reds. Something you rarely see. He'll see a 1-1 pitch here and swings and misses at a fastball in 95, and the count's 1-2. Again, Friedel on second after a pass ball. And Early's 1-2 pitch. Just getting a piece of it, De La Cruz, and count still 1-2. And let's see, Early already up to 12 pitches. 4 on the pitch clock. Here comes Early, and that one again fouled off, an 82-mile-an-hour curveball. And the count is still 1-2. It's been mainly curveballs and fastballs so far in this at-bat. And they'll do the 1-2 pitch here again. Early delivers. And De La Cruz lays off the high fastball, and the count's 2-2. Again, I think Sonny Gray threw 35, 36 pitches in the first inning yesterday. So Early trying to get out of this inning under 30 pitches as best he can. And that one's going to be popped up. Center field, Marcelo Meyer running out. Now Jaron Duran comes in, makes the catch, and Friedel's going to stay at second, and there are 2 gone. And that will bring up for the Reds. Sal Stewart, the DH. Had 255 last year. And Early, again, 15 pitches so far in the first. See if we can get Stewart rather quickly here, as the first pitch is just underneath the zone. Sal Stewart, the second Reds rookie since 1958, who had 5 hits in the first 2 games. Zach Cozart in 2012 did the same. 1-0 pitch. Right at the bottom of the zone, 2-0. See if Early can get him within the next 3 pitches and finish with around 20 pitches in the first inning. Early delivers again low, and the count's 3-0 as he spiked one just before the plate. And the 3-0 pitch, that one's right there for a strike at 91 on the 4-seamer. Like the riverboat in center field. Yeah, Cincinnati's always had a very aesthetically pleasing ballpark. 3-1 pitch from Conley. That's going to land in the dirt, and it's going to be a walk. So runners on first and second with 2 out here for the Reds. And that will bring up Eugenio Suarez. So far, batting 1 for 9, 111 in the young season. Finished last year 228 with 49 and 118. Of course, he was playing in much more important games last year as he was a member of the Seattle Mariners as he swings and misses on the first pitch, 95 from early. And the count 0-1. Early, very content to let the pitch clock run down as much as he can. The 0-1 pitch just outside. And it counts 1-0 or 1-1. Should say it was a strike and then a ball, not a ball and then a strike, as I'm still getting used to trying to work in the scoreboards here on the live stream. Early's 1-1. That one swung and missed. A nice slider at 89. And the count's 1-2. Eventually, when I get a very nice studio and I can do this from a studio, I'm going to get a producer who can control all this and I can just focus on reacting. 1-2 pitch right there, 96, bottom of the zone, strike 3. So the Reds strand 2 and Early gets out of the first with no damage. It will head to the top of the second. No score here between the Reds and the Red Sox. All right. So since we're in a commercial break, I'm going to play really quick with something here because I want to see if this works. Because I had something set. All right. So I'm going to try this. So I took off. I had a filter. What type of background do you need to be a producer? I'm going to have to say a. Oh, hey, no, that's actually a good question. I don't know if there's any difference between being a YouTube producer and a, TV or whatever. I'll have to look into that because I want to get so many more stuff, so much, I want to get an intro video. I want to get, graphics. I want to get all sorts of other stuff, but it's kind of tough for me to handle all of it. But also you have to feel like you have to have the producer with you at all times while you're filming. And so that's where the studio kind of comes into play. Not that what I have now is not great. It's a perfect setup for what I'm doing right now. But maybe as we kind of get back into it, as we are right back, and Wilson Contreras will get his first at-bat and is going to look at a sinker at the bottom of the zone for a strike. So yeah, this whole thing is a project looking at much further down the line. And Contreras is going to fly one out to center field, but running onto it and making the catch for the Reds is Dane Myers, and there's one gone in the top of the second. And that will bring up Willier, who tied the game yesterday at 5 in the top of the 9th. And he'll look at a ball just out of the zone. Willier last year, 247, 22 home runs, and 69 runs batted in. And he'll lay off a slider down below the zone for a 2-0 count. Willier this year so far batting .333. 1 for 3 on the year. His 2-0 pitch is going to foul one off. 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Looking at it yesterday, got a hanging splitter and just cranked it into the Red Sox bullpen. His 2-1 fouls it off again. So Louder able to get it back to 2-2. So I think the reason why you guys are hearing the sound machine now is like I had a filter on that kind of got rid of all the background noise, which included now the sound machine. But now you guys are able to see it, which is great. Abreu's going to loft one to left field. Is this one going to get down? No, running onto it and making the catch for the Reds is the left fielder TJ Friedel, and there are 2 gone in the top of the second. And that will bring up Caleb Durbin. Spent last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. And we'll foul one off to begin the at-bat. A slider at 85, and it's 0-1. Caleb's had 8 at-bats so far this year and is still looking for his first hit as a Red Sox. The 0-1 shatters the bat, and it's just foul. As Louder had to get out of the way of that. Split one right down the middle. Durbin's going to go get some pine tar and get his bat all set up as this one came in on him and just actually kind of sawed off the barrel. Didn't really completely snap, but just kind of sawed it off. So Durbin down 0-2, and the pitch lays off a slider at 87, count 1-2. Durbin's one gets the 1-2, going to ground one up into Louder. He'll backhand it and flip on to first for the out. So the Red Sox go in order in the top of the second. And we will head to the bottom, still scoreless in Ohio. That's how I feel right now because we haven't gotten anything going yet offensively. So we'll probably have a chance here, ladies and gentlemen, to have a lot more live streams right now. I will be checking in with my folks at Always On Media Group and seeing what we have in store for spring seasons coming up, as spring seasons just got underway. So I will be checking in with them very early this week to see what's coming up for spring seasons and where they might need me. I know for a fact that this will not be as busy a season as the fall and winters were, as there's not as many sports and not as many people wanting to have them live streamed for sports. So we'll see where I can get as much as I can. Also, looking at the places, it's a lot of prep school lacrosse, which tends to be out in Western Mass or down in the state of Connecticut. So we will check in very early this week and see where we can find it. But if we don't get as busy, that means we will probably have a chance to have a lot more live streams. And with the Celtics and the Bruins heading to the playoffs, that's perfect. Early's back on the bump, and he will get head in the count 0-1, as he is currently going up against Spencer Steer, first baseman for the Reds, as he fouled off the first pitch. Early's 0-1 is going to lace that one into center field. Jarren Duran coming on, slides and makes a beautiful catch. That's why I got the jersey. One gone here in the top of the third, or bottom of the second, I should say. Excuse me. And that will bring up the seventh hitter for the Reds, Dane Myers, who's already been very, very busy out in the field. But again, his first hack. So the game squares the bunt, pulls it back, and will take a ball outside for a 1-0 count. Early's 1-0 pitch on the way. And that one cuts across the zone for a ball, 2-0 on a curveball. Myers last year played for the Marlins, 235, 6 homers, and 31 RBIs. Currently batting .500 for the Reds this season. He's only had one at-bat. At four seams right there for a strike in 96. The count's 2-1. Early is 6'3", 195, just 23 years old from Midlothian, Virginia. His 2-1 pitch, right on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. Early had a heck of a debut for the Red Sox against the A's down in Florida, where he had double-digit strikeouts in his major league debut. 2-2 pitch, swung on and into left field for a base hit, just getting past Trevor Story. And so Myers is on with one out. And that will bring up Tyler Stevenson, the catcher today for the Reds. Played in 88 games last season, 231, 13 homers, and 50 RBIs. Still looking for his first hit in his fourth at-bat of the season for Cincinnati. .31 pitches so far for Connolly Early, the left-hander. Red Sox put out 2 left-handers already in the 3 games this year. Slider right there for a strike at 88. See if Early can get some help and produce a double play ball for his defense. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to be fouled off to the right. Red Sox, I think, have a better spread in terms of choices for starters this year in terms of lefties and righties. They were heavy righties, and then later on in the year had many lefties as that one runs in for a ball, count 1-2. As pitchers became injured or released throughout the year, they started calling on more lefties like Early and Peyton Tolley. But at the beginning of the year, they were a very dominant right-handed pitching as 1-2 pitch grounded to short. Story goes to second for 1, on to first for 2. Double play ball ends the inning for the Red Sox. And we will head to the top of the third with no score in Cincinnati. And the only thing I could say about that one that sums it up perfectly. The other thing, too, I have to say this because it's absolutely crazy. If you look at today, Red Sox are currently playing. Bruins play at 5. Celtics play at 6. It's just a crazy day. You also have the NCAA tournaments going on, both basketballs and college hockey, which I have fully checked out of until next season. Mainly because of just how up and down my season as a Riverhawk fan was. And it's funny. So I looked this up because I was very, very interested at this. Yes, and I will say this because the commissioner of my March Madness group is currently in the chat right now, so we'll get a chance to let you guys know how that is going. So I currently sit in 6th. I'm out of 9 people in my March Madness group. And my pick for a national champion is already out. I had the Houston Cougars, and they got cut out by the Fighting Illini of Illinois. So I just got to hope that. Well, the other thing is I can't hope for other people to lose their national champions that are above me, because that's also most of my Final Four. As Masataka Yoshida will stand in and look at a strike to be in the top of the 3rd. Masa's first start on the year, played 55 games last season as he was coming off an injury at the beginning of that year. Batted .266. We'll look at a ball, and the count's 1-1. Masa, however, had a great World Baseball Classic for Japan, just absolutely raking. Facing a 1-1 pitch here, we'll look at that one for a ball below the knees and count 2-1. Louder rockets some sick hair as he produces a 2-1 pitch. That one's outside, a sinker. 3-1 the count on Masa. Masataka Yoshida, the man they refer to as Macho Man. Not Randy Savage. And he will draw a walk. So the Red Sox will get a runner on base here to start the top of the 3rd. And that will bring up Marcelo Meyer, batting 8th today. And he will swing and miss at the first pitch, a slider right at his shoe tops, and the count's quickly 0-1. Marcelo was also called up last year in 44 games, dealt with some injuries, batting .228 for 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. And, went around on the check swing, and the count quickly 0-2. Marcelo on the young season, batting .429, 3 for 7. So off to an impressive start. And he's going to lace one into left field. Is that one going to be able to get down? No, Friedel over to get it. Going to turn and fire it in. Yoshida's going to have to retreat to first base. And one gone here in the top of the 3rd. Now we'll bring up Connor Wong. Came in yesterday to pinch hit for Carlos Narvaez and proceeded to struck out. So his first at-bat as a starter today. And first pitch, he'll look at a sinker at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Played 63 games last year, Connor Wong. Batted .190. And Wong's going to loop one into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Had some backspin on it. Yoshida's going to stop at second. And we got runners at first and second with one out. I am firmly against trading Yoshida. He had a great rookie year 2 years ago here in Boston. Last year, he was just not healthy. so that's not on him. And he had a great World Baseball Classic. Casas, I think Casas does need to be traded. Not consistent enough at the plate and not very good in defense. Roman Anthony back in. So we get back to the top of the order here at the top of the third, and he'll look at a ball. Roman playing DH today, not in the field. Struck out in the first inning. The 1-0 to Roman, right at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Roman has been very good this year with the new ABS strike zone. Although yesterday he went back-to-back with it and proceeded to burn the Red Sox 2 in one at-bat. He'll look at a ball below a changeup. Count 2-1. I'll tell you this. You talk about trading players. How Connor Wong is still on this team, I have no idea. He put him and Casas in a package. 2-1 pitch to Roman. Outside, 3-1. Lauder looking a little erratic in his third inning of work here. Down 3-1 to the kid. The 3-1 pitch. Roman's going to ground one foul up the first baseline. Almost swung right out of his helmet. Trevor Story on deck. Roman fixing his protectors. And we'll step in with a full count. 3-2. See if the runners go. And Anthony's going to swing and miss at a high fastball in his second strikeout of the game. And we got 2 gone here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Trevor Story. Red Sox were 22-2 last year when Story hit a home run. They were 0-1 this season so far. And Story will swing and miss again at a high fastball. Somewhere, the sisters from A League of Their Own are having fits, telling them to lay off the high ones. A 1 pitch to Trevor. Grounds one up the middle. De La Cruz to his left. Gathers, fires, out. And that will retire the Red Sox in the third. Got 2 on, but left them stranded. And we will head to the bottom of the third with no score in Cincinnati. So, today, we'll get back on the March Madness. Today, we got Tennessee versus Michigan, UConn versus Duke. And those are the only 2 games. I am cheering for Michigan and Duke in those games. Meanwhile, on the ice, in the NCAA tournament, Denver will take on Western Michigan, and Minnesota Duluth will take on Michigan. And I think this is the most frustrating part for me, is watching all of these teams and then thinking about my team. I mean, I will say this. Who did we play? We played Western Michigan in the second series of the year. We had both games at home. Game 2, I don't want to talk about. That was just a bet. Game 1, we lost 2-1. We went down 2-0, but then once we went down 2-0, we started playing great. I didn't feel like we were that far off from that team. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't feel like we were far off from most teams we played this year. Like, I look at Hockey East this year. I genuinely look at Hockey East this year. Boston College was the only team that I was frightened to play. And they ended up not being good at all this year. But everybody else, I was like, we can beat this team. I think we actually beat all the other teams at least once. Early back, first pitch in his third inning of work to Marte flies out of his hands and the count's 1-0. As we get a look at Tito Francona in his second season, I believe, in charge of the Reds. Former Red Sox manager, brought 2 world championships. Two-zero pitch is right at the bottom of the zone for a strike to Marte. Actually, it's Terry's third season as the Reds manager. It's 84-80 in those seasons. 2-1 pitch. That one's skied to left center. Duran charging in. Now Yoshida's going to call him off and make the catch. I thought that was headed right for Duran, and all of a sudden it tailed off, and Yoshida had to come in to make the play. Red Sox after this will be taking on Houston. And back to the top of the order for the Reds as Friedel digs in, already 1 for 1. Look at a ball just inside. 1 for 1 singled in the first. 1-0 pitch from early. Foul back, and the count's 1-1. But again, enough. We're if I start talking about them, I'll start to get mad. But now a sweeper comes in on Friedel. Got to duck out of the way as he actually squared the bunt, and the count's 2-1. Red Sox kind of shifted as Story's now very, very close to second base. That four-seam tails off, and the count's 3-1. Three 3-1 pitch from early. Going to be grounded foul, and the count is full, 3-2. Full count, 44 pitches for Connolly today. And 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, right on the corner on a sinker. 2 gone. And I mean just painted. Absolutely painted right on the corner. Now a curveball tails outside to Matt McLean, who struck out in the first, and the count's 1-0. A 1-0 pitch from early tails right in there, and the count's 1-1. Red Sox pitching has improved drastically over the last season and the first 3 games of this year's. That one comes outside, 2-1, under the strength of pitching coach Andrew Bailey. That one tails away again, counting 3-1. Oh, my apologies. Thank you for letting me know in the chat that we actually didn't beat 3 teams this year, Northeastern, Maine, or BC. And that one tails off. So after going 0-1 on McLean, Early gets 4 straight balls, and A walk to McLean. We'll have a runner on first with 2 gone. Next up, the Red Sox will be facing 3 games at Houston. And it'll be Ranger Suarez, pick up in the offseason. Brian Bayo will be your number 5 star, and then Garrett Crochet will go in the rubber match. I'll bring up Ellie De La Cruz. Will foul one off for an 0-1 count. But again, it goes back to my point. Maine and Northeastern. Actually, Maine, I think every single Maine game was relatively close. Maine and Northeastern, I did not feel were that much better than us. BC was definitely. Now De La Cruz will foul off another one. So an 0-2 count. Can Early get out of this one? His 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, gets away from Wong, and the second pass ball for the Red Sox catcher. Put a runner on second. It's just every single time. No, yeah. Astros as a team, horrible. Can't root for them. Stadium, visually stunning. Always enjoy the train tracks in left center. Or just across left field in general. 1-2 pitch, a curveball, grounded foul, and they'll do it again. So 1-2 the count on Ellie De La Cruz. Early up to 54 pitches. His 55th pitch will be fouled back to the screen. So I don't know if Early was requesting Connor Long or what, but that one's outside 2-2. Pitchers are very, very keen on having the right catcher behind the plate. As we found out last year, Crochet and Narvaez were just unstoppable together. Whenever Crochet had one catch him, he just seemed off. That one's right at the bottom of the zone for strike 3. So the Reds strand 1 on scoring position, and we will go to the 4th no score at Great American Ballpark. So quick look. No games right now in the hockey bracket, but right now Michigan has an 8-7 lead over Tennessee in basketball. So I got to give a shout out to NCAA March Madness Live, the app where I do the bracket challenge. Right now, I'm currently sitting in 6th, but they still have a path to the championship. So right now, my path to the championship is Duke and Michigan win today. Have Illinois then beat Duke and Michigan beat Arizona in the Final Four. And then have Illinois somehow win the national championship. Because right now the teams in front of me, I'm currently 1 point behind my sister, who had Iowa State winning the national championship. So she's out. I am 5 points out of 4th. My cousin's girlfriend, who has UConn as her national champion, and they are very much still alive. I am currently, if I could do math, 16 points out of third behind my aunt, who has Arizona winning the national championship. She has 91 points. I am currently 17 out of first as Jaron Duran steps in and will take a ball. 17 points out of... No, I think I'm like 27 points out of first. Jaron Duran swings and misses. Count 1-1. My dad, who has 102 points and has Arizona as his national champions. He's currently at 102 points. I'm at 75. So 27 points behind first place. 1-1 to Jaron. Again, swings at a high fastball and misses. 1-2. Wilson Contreras on deck. 1-2 from Louder. Jaron swings and pops one up right field. Second baseman calls off the right fielder and makes the catch. And one gone here in the top of the fourth. As coming out to make the play was Matt McClain as he called off the right fielder Noelvi Marte. I'll bring up Wilson Contreras, who will look at a strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. So again, this is Louder's first start since September of 2024. And Contreras unable to check his swing on an inside fastball, count is 0-2. Wilson 0-for-1 with a line out in the second. Batted .257 last year with 20 home runs and 80 RBIs. And he'll ground one to short. Hops off the glove of De La Cruz and inner center field. So Contreras is on. Let's see how they score it. That one took a funny hop before it got to De La Cruz. And I believe that if it's not ruled an error, that'll be Contreras' first hit of his career with the Red Sox. It's Wilyer Abreu looks at a ball high. So runner on first for the Red Sox in the top of the fourth. Wilyer kind of late on a sinker, 92, fouls it off, count 1-1. Whole thing with Wilyer, they talked about the WBC, as this one comes in low, and the count's 2-1, is shortening up his swing. Took a while for him to get the bat off his shoulders. And having better discipline and eye. 2-1 pitch, an example of it out there, outside 3-1. So can Willie shorten up his swing, get the barrel off the bat? Off his shoulders, not that time, as he fouls off a four-seamer 93 and the count's full. So we'll see if Abreu can do that right here with a full count and a runner on first. And they'll check on Contreras at first with a throw over. Now the 3-2 to Wilyer. Again, he's going to foul it off. Just can't catch up with the fastballs. I will say this. Trevor Story has one of the best reactions to hits on the Red Sox. Just immediately flips the bat back. 3-2 again to Wilyer Abreu. Fouls it off again. With all the fastballs Willier's fouling off, you got to expect he's looking for an off-speed pitch. Because yesterday he got a splitter that just hung and he tattooed it. Well, there was a slider that he fouls off again. Louder up to 55 pitches in his fourth inning of work. Getting the 3-2. That one tattooed right field. Going back. That one is gone. Wilyer Abreu strikes again. And the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead. He continues to strike after his run in the WBC, his second home run in as many days. And right off the bat, that one sounded like... That's right, just an absolute bomb to right field. And again, it was a hanger. 385 feet. Just absolutely a tank. About halfway up the right field bleachers. So the Red Sox finally skate through. Man, if he can get his back going. As Durbin steps up and will look at a ball inside for a 1-0 count. And now we'll look at a ball down and away for a 2-0 count. Cedar Rafael is the outfielder getting the day off today, but congratulates Wilyer as Durbin looks at a ball at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Two-one from Louder. Durbin will lace one to the opposite field, but just foul and sneaks into the stands. And the count's 2-2 to Caleb Durbin. Again, he's also looking for his first hit of the year. The 2-2 pitch. Did he check his swing? No, he did not. He went around, strike three. And the search for that first hit continues. Ball right at the bottom zone, and Durbin can't hold his swing. Yep, broke the plane. And that'll bring up Massa, who drew a walk in his first at-bat, and we'll look at another ball outside. That walk came in the third inning today for Yoshida. He'll look at one just outside by about half an inch. And the count's 2-0. Two-0 pitch to Yoshida. Outside again, 3-0. Massa walk came on 5 pitches in the third. And he's going to draw one on 4 pitches. Oh, I forgot to take off the runner for Contreras, but Yoshida draws a walk, so I can just keep that runner on. I'll bring up Marcelo. 0 for 1 today. And Louder up to 65 pitches here in the 4th inning. First pitch is a changeup right on the inside corner for a strike. Marcelo lined out in the 3rd. Playing second base today. For the Red Sox, the 0-1 inside on a changeup, count 1-1. Massa in his career in the big leagues is perfect. 13 for 13 on steals. The 1-1 pitch to Marcelo, right there for a strike. Massa takes his lead off first. The 1-2 pitch to Marcelo. Inside, count 2-2. On a changeup that kind of ran in. '70th pitch of the day for Louder. Down and away, so Marcelo's worked it full, 3-2. Yes, a happy birthday to former A's general manager Billy Beane, the man behind the story of Moneyball, who almost was the GM for the Red Sox. Louder's 3-2. Strike 3, but Marcelo is going to use the ABS challenge. First one of the day for the Red Sox. And it catches barely the bottom of the zone. So that is strike 3. So the Red Sox got one ABS challenge left. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Wilyer Abreu is giving the Red Sox a 2-0 lead on his 2nd home run of the year. Heck of a job by Wilyer. So again, I want to thank you guys. 184 views on my state championship vlog that came out 9 days ago. 184 views. Let's see if we can get that one up to 200. And my soundtrack of the season, best calls for the winter season, currently sitting at 10. So if you can watch the soundtrack of the season video first and then head back to the state championship vlog, I would greatly appreciate it. I also, if you guys can't see, I have my pass. My state championship pass from TD Garden hanging here in the studio. I still can't believe I got a chance to do that. And I think this year was so much more fun because I've done both, but I prefer to do play-by-play commentary just because it's so much easier. I think it's so much easier. And I got a chance to do that this year. Last year I was doing color commentary. But it was so much fun. And it's crazy to me that I've done it 2 years in a row. As Connolly Early steps back on the mound for the bottom of the 4th and has strike 1 on Stewart. Stewart drew a walk in his only at bat so far today. And that is a strike at the bottom of the zone. Count is 0-2. Thought Stewart might want to use the ABS there, but thought better of it. That one misses high. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Count 1-2. Sal Stewart had a walk in the first and has not gone back up since then. 1-2 pitch from early. That one fouled off by Stewart right off his leg. Count stays 1-2. But yeah, it's I'll tell you the story of the day itself. Because really I don't think the video kind of put it really in perspective as far as how much fun I had. 1-2 pitch from early. That one's laced into center field, and Duran's just going to watch it bounce in front of him. Base hit on a pitch that was like almost 7 inches above the plate and above the strike zone. Stewart able to get it. And I'll bring up Suarez, who's 0 for 1 with a runner on first. Eugenio struck out in the first. So yeah, I left my apartment around, I want to say 7:30. That Sunday morning, his first pitch to Suarez is fouled off for an 0-1 count. Took the train, the MBTA Orange Line into North Station. Finally, after they did some construction at Mullins Center where they have one way in and one way out as opposed to one way that's both an exit and an entrance, and it was confusing for some people. But finally got there, got on the train as that one skied to center field. Duran going back onto the dirt. It keeps going back, jumps at the wall, makes the catch. Stewart is going to tag up and move to second. But Jarren Duran with a big catch and one gone in the fourth. So yeah, got to TD Garden, I want to say around 7:45. And most of you who are probably watching this remember this version of the Garden before the hub on Causeway, before they did that massive construction of the hub on Causeway. And what you had to do was, right now where they have the parking garage entrance, there's the old entrance as the first pitch to Suarez is fouled off. There's the old entrance where if you go through those doors, you got the commuter rail on your right, and then you have the old escalator that got you up to the main floor to get into the gates. If you go past that door, there's a ramp that leads you up to another door. That's the door that I go through. 0-1 pitch. Suarez grounded to short. Story dives, can't make the play, goes into left field. And first and third with one out here for the Reds in the fourth. So yeah, I go through those doors and put my bag. I have my backpack with all my stuff in it. Put that through the scanner. Go through the metal detector. Get my pass that I just showed you, and then I know from many years of watching Bruins games, Andrew Bailey going out for a mound visit with early. I know from watching many Bruins games that the broadcast booths are on the 9th floor. And so I know that for a fact. However, the very nice lady, I will say that she was very nice, very helpful, got me out there smoothly. She told me to go to the 3rd floor. Now, I know for a fact that that's weird, but I'm going to trust her. So I take the elevator to the 3rd floor, and sure enough, I end up right where the Zambonis come out. So now I'm lost. Now I have no idea where to go. So I get back into the elevator, and I look, in the highest available floor is the 7th. So now I'm like, okay, maybe if I hit 7, I'll get closer. I hit 7. Sure enough, I'm in the balcony, and there's no way to get up to the broadcast booth. As Myers steps in here for the Reds with one out, runners on first and third, and he'll look at a strike. So I'm now up in the balcony, no idea. So now I try to get back on the elevator, but this time I take the right elevator instead of the left. And sure enough, when I get in the right elevator, I think it's the freight elevator, as the 0-1 pitch from early, grounded up the right side. Contreras will step on the bag for one, throw to second, tag, double play, second of the day for the Red Sox, and that will end the fourth. So good play there from Wilson Contreras, steps on the bag, then fires to Marcelo Meyer. He'll get Steer, the runner at second base. Actually, it was Trevor Story covering. And we will head to the top of the fifth with the Red Sox having a 2-0 lead. Maybe she thought you were going to sing the national anthem. Yeah, you know what? I'm sure that was the case. That story's not going anywhere anytime soon. So finally, I get in on the right elevator, and finally I look at the buttons and it says 9th floor, and I'm like, okay, perfect. So get up to the 9th floor, and if there's any of you who have sat upstairs in those rafter seats, it's basically the same floor. So I get up, I get off the elevator, and I go to the right, and I'm in the second booth, and there's like, I want to say there's like 7 or 8 booths up there. It's really, really impressive. So I'm in the second booth. I get up there. My producer, Colin Barkin, who I mentioned in the video, he's the best. He's absolutely great. If you just search his name, Colin Barkin, on YouTube, his YouTube channel will pop up. He has 11 subscribers. Go and show him some love. He's great. He's already there. He's already getting set up. And then I was up there I did my game, which was the early game, the 9 o'clock game, the D2 Girls State Championship. Stayed for the D3 Boys State Championship, and then left after the first period of the D1 Boys State Championship. But yeah, it's awesome. It's so cool. You know, I get to broadcast a game at TD Garden. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm hoping to do many more games at TD Garden, both for NFHS Network and maybe something else in the near future. Speaking of which, as it's popping up right down here in the bottom ticker, I don't know if anybody's going to see this. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'll get to that in a sec. Connor Wong steps in top of the fifth and will swing and miss at a sinker in and on his hands for an 0-1 count. Connor actually singled in the third. Now will chop one foul and is quickly down 0-2. I want to welcome all 4 of you guys who are currently watching, and the 36 of you who have stopped on by so far today. Appreciate you as much as I can possibly express. Connor Wong in the 0-2 grounds one to third. Easy play there. Throw on to first for the out. Nice grab and a nice throw by Eugenio Suarez, and there's one gone here in the top of the fifth. So you probably just saw it pop up right down below. I'm hoping to kind of get more opportunities to broadcast. Besides my incredible work with Always On Media, they've been fantastic. As Roman Anthony steps in, he'll look at a ball down below. So if you know somebody, preferably I would say the step up in the college or the, minor league baseball, maybe a step up from what I'm doing now. If you know anybody in that area and need a broadcaster, as Roman's worked it to 3-0 right there. mrwalsh98verizon.net. Tell them to reach out to me with any interest that they have. I'll send them the demo reel, anything else, and we can get to talking. Anthony will ground one foul and counts 3-1. His louder's up to 78 pitches. But yeah, I would love to get a step up chance to work. And even if that means I have to wait until other seasons, as Anthony looks at a strike below the knees, if I can wait until next year's college hockey season and get some work, that would be great also. Hey, maybe, UMass Lowell Hockey, if you're looking for another announcer, I know you have one already in John Leahy, but if you're looking for another announcer to kind of work with him, for college hockey. I would greatly appreciate it. Anthony grounds one too short. De La Cruz has it, fires, and that is out number 2. I know that the Lowell Spinners are back in the Collegiate Baseball League. I believe they've already hired one broadcaster, but if you are looking for a second, I would love to have you guys be really my first main baseball broadcast other than these that I've done. So 2 outs, top of the 5th. Trevor Story takes in and looks at a strike right down the middle. 0-1 pitch, and Story swings and misses a slider in the dirt. Count quickly 0-2. As the wind is blowing out to left field, which favors heavily the right-handed batters. 0-2 pitch from Louder. That one gets away. Count 1-2. About an hour and 26 minutes into the stream. Hour and 10 minutes into the game, and Story will foul one off. But yeah, I would love to take a step up in my broadcasting experience as best I can. And I don't know how much this One-two pitch to Story. That one fouled off. As that foul ball, I believe, landed in the Red Sox radio booth. One-two pitch again to Trevor Story. Right there for strike 3. So no runs for the Red Sox in the top of the 5th. And here come the Reds again in the bottom half. So, again, anybody can help me out. Trying to give me, just a look, an opportunity in the broadcasting world. I'm very much still with Always On and will be with them unless I get way too busy, which doesn't look like it's going to be happening anytime soon. So I'll be back with them hopefully in the next coming weeks. But before that, interesting fact, a red Toyota Tundra sits on top of an elevator shaft in deep right center field, and if a Reds player hits it, fan wins the truck. Ooh. Well, hopefully the Reds don't hit many home runs coming up, but maybe just hit one, because the Red Sox have at least 2 runs. So maybe just hit one, hit the truck, and then don't hit anymore. We have come up on 3 o'clock. So I will tell you guys this. I'm going to be honest with you. We're at the bottom of the 5th. I have a hard cap at 4:30. 4:30 is my hard cap. As early back to work and a swing and miss by Stevenson. Has to count 0-1. Tyler grounded out into a double play in the second. 0-1 pitch down below, count 1-1. So like I said, my hard cap for how long this stream is going to go until 4:30. That's as late as I can put this stream. Have to be at my grandmother's at 5 for Sunday dinner. As that one's below the zone, count 2-1. Because my uncle, who is celebrating his birthday is actually on Wednesday, and so we're celebrating it Sunday as it's time we can get together. 2-1 pitch from early, foul back, and I normally try to be there around quarter of, at the latest 5 o'clock. So 4:30 is my cap as far as how long the stream goes. Hopefully the Red Sox can get it done before then. Currently early, up to 72 pitches. 2-2 pitch here. Fouled off again by Stevenson. Stevenson again, 0 for 1 on the day. 2-2 pitch from early. Swung on, driven, right field. Abreu over, still going over, and that one's going to get into the stands. And they'll do the 2-2 pitch again. If you are just joining us, Wilyer Abreu with a 2-run home run as the Red Sox up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Two pitch again from early. That one fouled back. And we'll get into the stands. Early up to 75 pitches. Both pitchers rocking some free-flowing hair sneaking out of the back of their cap. Perfect on a day like today. 2-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed, strike 3 on a nasty slider from early. And there's one gone. Oh, look, John Henry decided to show up. Next to Craig Breslow. Next up, Eugenio Marte. Over 1, and we'll look at a ball. I think I completely... No, it's Noel V. Marte. My apologies. One 0 pitch to Marte is a curveball right there for strike 1. Early up to 78. Let's see if he can get out of this inning somewhere under 90 pitches. Be interested to see if they leave him out there in the 6th. One pitch, foul back. 1-2. I gotta look this up. Michigan up by 20 right now in the first half. 38-18. Well, that one might be a easy dub. 1-2 pitch for early. Just outside. Count 2-2. Yeah, that wasn't really John Henry. Yeah, that was some AI stuff. I want fouled off of Marte, still 2-2. It's just how little, it's amazing how little he cares about this franchise now, as opposed to when he bought it. It's like the drop off from it's weird. 2-2 pitch from early. That one grounded to third. Durbin's got it. Fires on to first in time, and there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Like, I'm not going to speak on how Red Sox fans felt about him since the beginning, but I'll just say this. It wasn't as bad now as it was earlier on. Even in the years, like during the good years, like you won in 04, 07, 13, and 18. In the years you didn't, even those years, as this one's fouled off by TJ Friedel, who's 1 for 2 today, even in the years you didn't win world championships, we never really had a gripe with ownership like we have right now. Because I think the gripe is different. That one gets away from early, count 1-1. Because the gripe during the great years were that, we left some championships on the table and just we weren't winning. That one's high, 2-1. It was an on-field thing. Now, even when we're doing good, it's very obvious that ownership isn't willing to spend as much, and that's the problem. 2-1 pitch. Just below the zone, count 3-1. And it's obvious that John Henry cares about other sports endeavors more than the Red Sox. Three one. That one skied foul. And a full count. Early up to 87. Again, interested to see if you can get Fried on the next 2 or 3 pitches. Cora will leave him in. But he's got to get out of this inning. 3-2 pitch to Friedel. Grounded to third. Durbin's got it. Fires on to first in time. Dug out by Contreras. And Early's through 5. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. Red Sox still holding a 2-0 lead. I believe we got some. Yeah, it's not 41-20 Michigan. Absolutely crazy. As I believe we have some college hockey that's starting right now. Actually, no, we don't. As I believe Denver and Western Michigan have just gotten started. We'll take a look at the out-of-town MLB scores. Twins up 4-3 in the Orioles in the 6th. Rangers up 6-0 on the Phillies in the 6th. Wow, 6-0 on the Phillies. Wow. Royals up 3-0 on the Braves in the 7th. Blue Jays up 5-2 on the A's in the 7th. Pirates and Mets tied at 2 in the 5th. And the Rockies against the Marlins in the 5th inning. That game is, oof. Rockies and the Marlins. That's a tough one. Hope not many people are watching that one. But I want to thank my dad and the Game Time Voice studio for providing those games. We have 5 people currently watching. I want to welcome everybody into the Game Time Voice YouTube channel's live stream of Red Sox baseball. Jaron Duran looks at a ball high and inside. Well, welcome all of you joining us. If you are just joining us. Top of the sixth, Red Sox lead 2-0 as Jarren Duran swings and misses on a slider. Count 1-1. Wilyer Abreu with a 2-run homer a couple innings ago has put the Red Sox in front. Again, I want to welcome all 4 of you joining us and all 42 who have joined us at some point today. As the Red Sox try to win the rubber match of the series, that one runs inside and Duran able to hold his swing. So the count's 3-1. Duran 0 for 2 today. 3-1 pitch on the way is a strike. And Duran's just going to let that one go. So it counts 3-2. This one just catches by like a centimeter, catches the bottom right hand of the strike zone. 3-2 pitch. That one is low. And the catcher for Cincinnati is going to challenge that one. Reds haven't used one yet today. That one is, 1/10 of an inch away from a strike. Just barely. Heck of a take from Jarren. That'll bring up Wilson Contreras. 1 for 2 today. That one low for a ball. Counts 1-0. Wilson's 1 for 2 today with a single in the fourth and scored a run on Wilyer Abreu's homer. 1-0 pitch to Wilson. That one's low again, 2-0. See, this is going to be the fun part with ABS, the automatic ball strike. The fun part is going to be seeing how close these pitches miss or on. As Contreras looks at one high at 97, count 3-0. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First of all, for Jarren for taking that pitch and for the umpire for getting that call correct. 3-0 pitch, and Contreras swung through, so the count's 3-1. See, this is going to be the good part. It's going to see the good umpires and the bad umpires are going to come to light very, very quickly. And I know we kind of already had a feeling as to who was good or who was bad. This one's actually going to confirm it as Contreras fouls one back. Like, this is going to be fun. So Duran on first. The 3-2 pitch to Wilson Contreras. It's going to be grounded to third, thrown to second for one, on to first, a double play for the Reds. So that will kill that little rally. Contreras grounded it over to Suarez, threw it to McLean to second, and then over to Steer at first. And that will put 2 outs on the board. And here comes the man, Wilyer Abreu. Swings right through a fastball at 97. Counts 0-1. Should mention, as Willier's going to swing and send one out to left center field all the way back at the wall. And this one's off the wall, and Willier's going to rumble into second for a double. So Willier have himself a day, a home run and a double. He's on second with 2 outs. Should mention, as I forgot to mention, Rhett Lauder is out of the game, and Brian Burke is the second pitcher used by the Reds. And that'll bring up Caleb Durbin. We'll look at a ball again just below the knees. Durbin again looking for his first hit. As a Red Sox, not going to get there as he swings and misses on a changeup below the zone. Count 1-1. Burke, the lefty. Durbin's going to look at a one in on the hands. Count 2-1. Durbin today is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Abreu, the runner at second. Masataka Yoshida in the frame and on deck. Durbin's going to look at a ball right at the bottom of the zone for a strike, and the count's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Red Sox lead 2-0. 2-2 pitch from Burke, and Durbin's going to send one right back up the middle. Easy play there. Throw on to first to retire the Red Sox in the top of the 6th. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th. The Red Sox still having a 2-0 lead. So I would say so far today, the Red Sox have played pretty well. So this is the funny one. So I would say, let's get this one going. Charge. That one's going to come into play heavily during Red Sox live streams. So again, I'm putting it down there. If you are looking to hire me for commentary duties, emails right there in the bottom ticker. I almost didn't put the bottom ticker on the live stream today, but thought better of it. Now I'm glad I did. I am very glad I did. I mentioned it was a busy day for Boston sports as Connolly early back out in the bottom of the 6th will put a strike right there for strike 1 as he will come up against Matt McLean. The 0-1 pitch just below the zone. Counts 1-1. Early's at 90 pitches so far. Greg Weissert up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. That one's laced into right field. Abreu back. That one's going to be off the wall. Abreu gets back to it quickly and is able to hold. As McLean only able to get a single out of that. So Reds get the opening runner on. McLean drove that one hard the opposite way. That one hit off the wall and came right to Williard. Played that perfectly. Now I'll bring up Ellie De La Cruz. And that one looked out. That one was called outside, and Connor Wong's going to challenge it. This is the Red Sox second challenge, so they will not have one after this. And that one literally splits the outside corner. Actually, no, that was the... I think because the Red Sox were successful. They have one remaining. That one definitely is low. So the Red Sox still have one remaining on the defensive side and have one remaining on the offensive side. Early's going to check on McLean over at first. Peterson, McLean, 18 for 20 last year in steal attempts. And did De La Cruz offer? No, he did not. Count 2-1. Early up to 94 pitches. If he can get a double play ball here, Cora might let him go after the next batter. If he doesn't, he might get him. That's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. And the count's 2-2 on Ellie. '96th pitch on the way for Connolly Early. Runner on first, 2-2 count. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike three. It gets De La Cruz. There's one gone here in the bottom of the sixth. And here comes Alex Cora. 96 pitches. So, 5 1/3 for Connolly Early. A great job today. Exactly what the Red Sox wanted. So he will step out. Greg Weissert will come into the game out of the bullpen. And Connolly getting a rousing applause from the traveling Red Sox fans in Cincinnati, as he thoroughly deserves it and is in line right now for the win. That kid's got quite a bright future. And I guess you could say today, Connolly Early had that dog in him today. Yeah, I know, I get it. I didn't really know where that one was going to fit, so I had to kind of find a place for that one to fit. But I think I did. So again, taking a look. Red Sox have 3 against the Astros. That will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They'll have Thursday off, and then the home opener at Fenway will be on Friday, April 3rd at 2:10 p.m. As Weissart's first offering to Stewart is outside 1-0. Weissart last year showed up in 72 games, 6-6, 2.18 average as that one's fouled off. Count 1-1. I would like to have Core let him try to finish the inning. I think this early in the season, you really would try to avoid as much as possible pitchers going over 100 pitches. As that one's down 2-1. If he had that same pitch count in the 9th, I think Core would have let him roll. But Core's been very consistent in terms of not letting his pitchers gas out early in the season. As that one's below 3-1. Because he did the same thing last year with Garrett Crochet, where he didn't let him get too far. He didn't want to let him getting too far into the game. Did he go? No. So Weissart comes out of the bullpen and walks the first guy he faces. So first and second with 1 out. Here comes Eugenio Suarez. Good Friday home opener. No hot dogs or chicken. Only salads and chowder being served. And they could throw in some pizza. Suarez digs in and he grounds one to third. And Durbin's going to step on the bag for 1. Throws the first. No, it was foul. So CB Buckner calls this one foul. Let's see. It started off fair. Let's see where it ends up. Yep. Landed foul just. I would love to see that, though. I would love to see sports arenas be compliant with holidays. Or not holidays, I should say. Yeah, I would love to see sports arenas be compliant with the religious holidays. Just shut down everything except what you're supposed to eat. I think that would be awesome. Count quickly 0-2 to Suarez. Well, I started trying to get out of a first and second with nobody out jam. His 0-2 pitch to Suarez. Foul back. They'll do it again. Three people currently watching. 45 people have tuned in so far. Mike Walsh here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us here for Red Sox Baseball. 0-2 pitch from Weissart to Suarez. That one is crushed. High, deep, left field, gone. ...431 feet. And the Reds all of a sudden taking a 3-2 lead. So, Connolly Early, for all the work you've done today, there it goes. Right out the window. As here's a strike to Steer. Just, 93, right on the inner half, right in the happy zone. Just an absolute tank. 1-1 pitch to Steer. Swung on and missed on a sweeper. 1-2. Holy crud. So the Red Sox going to have to come from behind again, as that one is caught looking, strike 3. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, I don't know what this pitch was, but Suarez just tattooed it. As a strike to Myers makes it 0-1. Dame 1 for 2 today with a single. That wouldn't have been out of most parks. As this one's going to be flied out to Wilyer Abreu. He's under it, and he makes the catch. So, the Reds, with one swing, have turned this from a 2-0 Red Sox lead to a 3-2 Red Sox deficit. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Wouldn't have been out in most parks. Yeah, like what? Yellowstone? Oh my God. That is unbelievable. It's like halfway up the second deck. Oh my God. And no Red Sox fans, I know what you're thinking. That would have been on Lansdowne Street if we were at Fenway. So Weishart, the last 2 days, has come in and given up a home run in his outings. So again, I want to welcome all 3 of you currently watching here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel, as we have had 50 people come in so far today. Thank everybody who has come in today. In case you're just joining us, you missed a lot. Wilyer Abreu had a 2-run homer. I believe it was in the 3rd inning. No, it was the 4th inning that put the Red Sox up 2-0. And then just here recently, Eugenio Suarez knocked one out off Greg Weishart. A 3-run bomb to put the Reds up 1. Masataka Yoshida steps in, looked at a strike. 2 walks today for Masa. The 0-1 is high. Count 1-1. That could have hit the mass spike. Yeah, probably could have. 1-1 pitch to Masa. He's going to swing and miss on a slider. Brian Burke's back out for his 2nd inning of work. Pierce Johnson up on the Reds bullpen. 1-2 pitch to Macho Man. Going to foul one off. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. One two pitch again. That one outside. 2-2 to Yoshida. Marcelo Meyer on deck. Yoshida's going to foul one off to the left, and it's going to get into the seats. They'll redo the 2-2 pitch. So we come up on 2 hours and 5 minutes on the stream. I'll thank all of you who've joined us here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Massa lays off a high slider. Count 3-2. 3-2 pitch. And Yoshida grounds one up the middle, but right at the second baseman McLean, and he'll throw on to first for out number 1 in the top of the 7th. Now I'll bring up Marcelo Meyer. Actually, you know what? No. Alex Cora is going to go to his bench. And he is going to bring up Andrew Monasterio. Played last year in Milwaukee. Batted .270. With 4 home runs and 16 RBIs in 68 games played. He's 28. All right. I mean, okay. I think Cora thought that they were going to leave Burke in. But then Tito just literally saw, and he's bringing in a right-handed bat, so he's bringing in a right-handed pitcher. But we'll see if this one works. As we have 1 out, top of the 7th. Andrew Monasterio into pinch hit here from Marcelo Meyer. And he'll work against Pierce Johnson. Last year with the Braves, 3-3, a 3.05 ERA. And the first pitch to Monasterio is inside, 1-0. Again, last year in 68 games with Milwaukee, 270, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch to him is outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch from Johnson. Here it is. That one will catch a little bit of the inside corner and counts 2-1. So 1 pitch on the way from Johnson. Monasterio will pop this one up behind home plate, and that one will sneak into the stands. And it counts 2-2. Connor Wong on deck. Two-two pitch from Johnson. Monasterio will send one out to right field, send the right fielder back, but he's underneath it, and he'll catch it for out number 2. So Alex scored today 0 for 2 on managerial moves. As Connor Wong steps in and looks at a strike. A 1 pitch from Johnson. Wong's going to foul this one off for an 0-2 count. Oh, 2 pitch from Johnson. Wong's going to loop one into left center. Is that one going to get down all the way to the wall? It is, off the top of the wall. Wong rumbles into second for a stand-up double. And the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position. That looked like it was going to be a bloop single. And Dane Myers, who's playing a little bit towards right center, had to just get behind him. Now I'll bring up Roman. He's desperately trying to break out of a tough day. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. But a chance to do something here. Johnson's going to step off and looks like his pitch comm might be acting a little funky. Again, Roman 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The 1-0 pitch to him. It's a curveball right there for strike 1. One pitch from Johnson. Out just outside. We're going to get a challenge here. I think this one is going to go the way of the Reds. Yep. So count now 1-2 on Roman. Each team with a challenge remaining. The 1-2 pitch from Johnson. Spiked in the dirt. Count 2-2. Wong at second, top of the 7th. 2-2 pitch to Roman. Swung on and driven. Center field, but that one's going to be right to Dane Meyer, and he'll catch it to retire the side. So the Red Sox leave one stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th with the Reds up 3-2. So, taking a look at AI Gemini, right now this game is scheduled to finish from between 35 and 50 minutes from now. So I will let you guys know that .4:30 is my cutoff. And that's when the stream will shut down because I have someplace I have to be. So if it seems like I'm going to end the game abruptly, I apologize, but that is just how life goes. Hopefully, then the next inning or two, the Red Sox can score, and then game can go rather quickly. Let's see if we can find some fun little anecdotes here. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Royals up 4-1 on the Braves. That one just went final. Twins and Orioles tied at 5 with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Rangers up 8-2 on the Phillies in the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays up 5-2 on the A's, top of the 8th. Rockies up 3-2 on the Marlins, bottom of the 7th. Mets up 2-2, tied with the Pirates 2-2, bottom of the 7th. Angels up 6-4 on the Astros after 4. White Sox up 7-2 on the Brewers, middle of the 5th. Rays up 6-4 on the Cardinals, top of the 6th. Nationals up 3-2 on the Cubs after 5. And tonight at 7:20 on Peacock, the Guardians will take on the Seattle Mariners. Meanwhile, for those of you in your March Madness brackets, Michigan currently up by 26, 60-34 against the Tennessee Volunteers. So a new pitcher for the Red Sox, Giovanni Moran. Only pitched in 2 games last year and had a 6.75 ERA. I believe we got him. Going to double check. Giovanni Moran. Last year only pitched 2 games with us. His first pitch to Stevenson's popped up to right field. Abreu coming over, makes the catch right up against the wall for out number 1. That will bring up Noelvi Marte. And I'll look at a strike right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Noelvi 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a ground out. The 0-1 pitch to him here. Swung on a miss on a high fastball, 93, count 0-2. .02 pitch in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 for Moran. Swung on a missed strike 3 on a high fastball at 92. And we got 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. Now Moran will face the top of the order, TJ Friedel. 1 for 3 today. First pitch to him is low for a ball as he squared a bunt, but laid off a cutter. Monasterio will stay in the game for the Red Sox. He will take over at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded. Wong comes out, gloves it, fires the first in time. That will retire the side in order as we head to the top of the 8th. The Reds up. So good inning there from Moran. Yeah, I want to welcome all 3 viewers right now who are currently in this live stream. And we have had 59 people stop in already. I forget what my high is in terms of overall viewers. I think the most I had at the same time was like, I want to say it was like 7 or 8. I might be selling myself short. But this, I think, is reaching the most viewers I've had a live stream during the live stream in terms of overall, which the 59 I'm talking about. Normally it doesn't hit like this until after I've posted it. Oh, I'm looking. So, a little bit of fun news here. And very, very interesting news. The Bruins signed a player to an entry-level contract over the last 24 hours or so. And for all the Bruins fans wondering, no, it was not James Higgins, who scored his first goal in Providence as Trevor Story steps in and swings at the first pitch and misses on a slurve 0 for 1 as Tony Santillan in to pitch for the Reds. And his 0-1 to Story is high, so count 1-1. But yes, the Boston Bruins signed a player about 5 hours ago to an entry-level contract, and this was for next season. As pitch to Story is high, 2-1. And that was Merrimack goaltender Max Lundgren. Story swings and misses on another slurve, count 2-2. And in case Bruins fans are wondering who Max Lundgren is, Max Lundgren is the 6'5", 230 goaltender for the Merrimack Warriors, who had a heck of a run leading Merrimack to a Hockey East championship. Which still, saying Merrimack won the Hockey East championship makes me, honestly, Makes me feel like that's how I feel. 2-2 pitch to Trevor Story. Swings and misses at a high fastball, and he's out for out number 1 in the top of the 8th. So, yeah, the Bruins signed him, and that entry-level contract will kick in next year. So, could that mean that Jonas Corposalo will be on his way out? In steps Jarren Duran, and I'll look at a strike on the outer half, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Jarren 0 for 2 today. He did walk back in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch to him. High and inside. Count 1-1. Red Sox got to start putting some runners on base. 1-1 pitch. Outside. Count 2-1 to Jarren. In case you're just joining us, hi, I'm Mike Walsh. Welcome to the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Red Sox versus Reds. 3-2 the Reds lead over the Red Sox. Strike to Jarren Duran makes it 2-2. If you are just joining us, a Wilyer Abreu 2-run home run in the 4th and a Eugenio Suarez home run in the bottom of the 6th is where we're at right now. 2-2 pitch to Jarren Duran. They'll foul it off. They'll do a 2-2 pitch again. That one outside. 3-2 now on Jarren. Here it comes. That one high and outside, ball 4. So Jarren able to draw a 1-out walk. And that will bring up Wilson Contreras. Wilson 1 for 3 today. First pitch to him. Inside, ball 1. See if Jarren gets aggressive here on the base paths. Out one high and outside. Count 2-0. Two old pitches to Wilson Contreras. Here it is. That one almost runs in and gets him. He's got to duck out of the way of it. Counts 3-0. That one snuck in on him. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the ways Contreras. That one catches the top right corner for a strike. Red Sox fans in the chat are begging to send Duran. See if they do it on the 3-1 pitch. No, Contreras is going to foul one off that was right down the middle. With Wilyer on deck. See if Contreras can put together a hit here or draw a walk to put 2 on for Willier. But before that, Santillan's going to check on Jaron. Wilson Contreras, first big opportunity as a Red Sox. Top 8, 3-2 count. Duran on first, 3-2 Reds, 1 out. They're going to check on Duran again. And I think they called him out. Duran says no. Alex Cora might take a look. Oh. Nope, they're not going to look at it. So Duran, never mind. So they won't have a chance to send him as Jaron gets picked off. Now a 3-2 pitch to Wilson Contreras. Check swing foul. Do it again. Mighty, mighty close. 3-2 again to Wilson. High and outside, ball 4. So trade an out for a runner. Can Willier do it again? Stevenson's going to go out and talk to Santillan. Willier 2 for 3 today with a 2-run homer and a double. Should have sent him. Yeah. Yeah, should have sent him at some point. I don't mind if he gets thrown out stealing, but he can't get thrown out on first. So, runner at first, 2 outs. Here comes Abreu. First pitch from Santillan. Rocketed into right center field. Is that one going to get down? And it did get down. Contreras to third. Abreu to first. Myers couldn't corral it. Yep, it just squeaked out of the glove. So the first big spot of his Red Sox career for Caleb Durbin. 0 for 3 today, but runners on first and third. Look at a pitch outside. 0 for 3 today with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch from Santillan. High, 2-0. Masataka Yoshida on deck. Two 2-0 pitch to Durbin. Lays off a slurve in the dirt, 3-0. See if Durbin's got the green light or if he just takes a pitch. Three-zero pitch. Right at the top right part of the strike zone for strike one. Contreras at third, Abreu at first. 3-1 pitch to Durbin. And couldn't hold the check. So counts full 3-2. Big spot here. 3-2 pitch. Abreu might be off. And Durbin swings and misses. So the Red Sox leave a runner at third. We will head to the bottom of the eighth. And I think I'm going to call it there. Because the Red Sox won't be back up until the top of the ninth, and I don't know when that is going to be. So I'm going to say goodbye. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me here on the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. We've had 4 or 5 viewers in at certain points, and we've had 67 people stop by at one time, which is just fantastic. So I will say goodbye. Right now, the score 3-2 Reds. Let's hope the Red Sox can come back for it. Again, I'm Mike Walsh. This is the Game Time Voice YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more videos coming up here on Game Time Voice, which as always is the voice